Hi, everyone. I'm David Lipton from The Reckoning, July 4th, 2030. Welcome to our sixth in a series of weekly podcasts. This episode explores why it is so difficult to change our minds, our political behaviors, and our visions of a just society. Let's reflect back to our answers in the previous episode's questions of how does a change of political vision happen? First answer, by accepting the stubborn fact of repeated and continuous policy failures, that we are not really kicking the can down the road. We are piling up huge boulders that will undermine the future of our country. Second answer, a change in assumptions will lead to a change in behavior. For example, should we increase or decrease the role of government in regulating or intervening in our lives? Third answer, well, maybe not. Perhaps the tyranny of the status quo, that is, keeping all spending programs in place, will override all other considerations, and we will be able or unable to overcome our collective national vice of overspending. Keeping these answers in mind, I propose zeroing in on two very specific life situations. The first is a politician who is facing re-election, and the second is a recipient of a steady stream of Social Security payments and or social welfare payments or other benefits from the federal government. Imagine a hapless politician who, after supporting for several years a series of government cutbacks on social spending programs, is up for re-election. What is his or her campaign pitch? Hi, everyone. I've been your representative for the last decade. In the last few years, I've thought deeply about our government's overspending and its deficits. I believe it is on our long-term national interest to cut back on our out-of-control spending. That is why I voted for cutbacks to all our existing programs. So vote for me to secure our nation's future. Are you convinced? Will you vote for this person? Well, maybe yes, maybe no. What is this person talking about? What? Are they nuts? Perhaps we can get more clarity by consulting with the person receiving a Social Security payment or welfare payment. Hi, Mr. or Mrs. or Ms. or whomever. Do you agree that a cut in our government benefits is good for you and for the country? What do you think you would hear from this person? Confusion? Laughter? Anger? Give me a break. To be sure, I could give you my answers to this hapless politician and the recipient of the government transfer payments. Full disclosure here, I receive a modest monthly pension from the government, which at today's prices would pay for coffee and muffins each month. Well, maybe not all of them. That's not my point. I ask that you think about your answers to these questions. Let's get down to pay dirt here. What is the elephant in the room? What are the assumptions or beliefs that influence our responses and block any serious change in behaviors, either by ourselves or the government? I suggest that there are two fundamental obstructions that set our minds and personal interests in cement. First is the practical block. I like things as they are because I love my benefits. Just leave me alone and them alone. Most politicians agree. Frankly, it's a tough argument to answer. Second, there's the mental block. We are on the right path. I think it is fair to stay the course, and we should keep extending and increasing existing benefits and programs by the inflation rate at least. Moreover, we are entitled to our entitlements, aren't we? Why shall I listen to anyone that thinks otherwise? These obstructions did not fall from the heavens. They are from us. They are part and parcel of our political preferences and our vision of our country and its future. We collectively voted for these policies since the 1960s, so why change now? You, my listeners, are probably asking yourselves, what has all this got to do with confirmation bias? Be patient. We are closing in on the punchline, the great insight that will reveal all. It's none other from Warren Buffett, that down-to-earth old fox of an investor who once said, quote, What the human being is best at doing is interpreting all new information so that their prior conclusions remain intact. End of quote. While Buffett applied this insight to investors making buy, sell, or hold decisions, his insight also applies to political activity as well. It is not only the individual's conclusions that remain intact, but their government benefits and political positions do as well. Tell me a person's material and psychological needs, and I will anticipate their public stated positions on most, if not all, issues. Once again, most politicians will agree on this point. They simply tell the voters, after all, we are a democracy, what they want to hear, give them the money, the politician gets reelected, and the future generations can pick up the tab. They get the increased debt load as well. That is the tab. Once again, the can is kicked down the road.
Take that, you millennials and your offspring.
The interplay between spoken positions and unstated interests is a complicated process. A position is a specific articulated claim for a particular thing or result, like, I want to continue receiving my Social Security income and have it increase with inflation. End of quote. An interest is an essential value, need, or emotion. It's often unspoken, that underpins the stated position. The person really thinks to himself, for one reason or another, I need the money and it makes me feel more secure. To hell with everyone else and the future. Think of confirmation bias as something you just must do to get through your day. It is both automatic and necessary, like blinking your eyelids. Blinking protects the eye from irritating dust, and that may hurt you and also prevent you from seeing clearly. That brings us to the other side of confirmation bias, not mentioned by Warren Buffett. It not only keeps our ideas and positions intact, as blinking does by protecting our eyes, it also filters out or blocks all non-desirable ideas and facts. That's the particle dust for the eyes. This is the mental process that keeps us wedded to one position, whether it is in our long-term interest or not. We have successfully sandbagged ourselves in our country by using confirmation bias to cement our political vision of what is right and just. Our position, or our vision of ourselves and today at large, enables us to just get through our day, feel righteous about that, and believe that we are doing the best. And best of all, we don't have to listen to anyone that disagrees with us. As to our declining productivity over 50 years from the 2.5, 2.8% range down to zero or near zero, plus the uncontrolled spending and mushrooming debt to the tune of $3.30, famous $3.30 of debt to every dollar of economic output, well, that is tomorrow's problem. Let's be optimistic and enjoy the ride for the time being. Time to go. You will hear from me, David Lipton, in a week's time when we consider a situation that will compel us to end our practice of living beyond our means and accept the strong medicine of reducing government spending. You can access my ideas and thoughts by visiting Amazon.com and search for The Reckoning, July 4th, 2030.